Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Pastor Femi Olaitan. Now, the very first commandment on this channel, subscribe. Click on the subscribe button right away. Subscribe. That's the commandment number 1 on this channel. And make sure you comment, you like the video, subsequently. But subscribe. Do it right now. Don't postpone it. Have you done that? God bless you. Hello, welcome to Overcoming Temptation, episode 7. My name is Femi Olaitan. We've been on this journey for some time now. We've had about 6 episodes, and this is episode 7. So I'm going to be talking about solutions, some of which I've mentioned in previous episodes anyway. All right, but let's take some time to focus on it right here. All right, overcoming temptation, and we are looking at solutions. All right, and may have to give you an assignment after now. All right, maybe this episode or the next episode. We see how it goes. All right, so let's start. Today I want to talk about solutions to sexual immorality. All right, solutions to sexual immorality, and it, in a way, this will also be generally for temptation, for sin, generally. All right, but maybe with a slight bent on sexual immorality, because I want to define what that means. All right, that will help us, and I want to take notice of that definition. And when I'm talking about solutions here to overcoming temptation, basically, I'm not going to exhaust it. I can't exhaust it in a single video. All right, there's a part A, there's a part B. So I'm going to start here, and we'll see how far we're going to go. But I want to start by talking about sexual immorality. So there's a definition I saw that I want to share with us. What is sexual immorality? It can be defined as any behavior that goes beyond the boundaries of what is morally acceptable. All right? Any behavior that goes beyond the boundaries of what is morally acceptable. That definition is broad. That way, it brings in many other considerations and factors into it. So sexual immorality is not just about intercourse. All right? It's not about adultery or fornication. All right? Any other thing that leads or that attached to that action, as it were, can be considered as sexual immorality. This definition will help you to be safe. All right, that's why I'm giving it actually. All right, anything beyond boundaries of what is considered to be morally right. All right, to be morally right in terms of sexual behavior. Any sexual behavior, all right, any sexual behavior that is beyond the boundaries of what is morally acceptable, or what is beyond the boundary of what is scripturally acceptable, can be defined as sexual immorality. So, how do you overcome temptation, including sexual immorality? How do you overcome sexual immorality and temptation in general? Number 1, avoid unholy secrecy. Avoid unholy secrecy, unholy privacy. Sin, lust, thrives in secret. Now, this can be a very tricky or hard one, though it is not hard. When you compare the price of sin, the price of yielding to temptation, all right, you realize that this one is not as hard. Well, the reason I even spoke in that direction is because to break privacy, you have to stop fueling it. See, some people, you are used to one of the things you're afraid of is that loneliness. Is that if I break this privacy right now, or if I stop this, I cut off. The Bible says, if your eye causes to sin, remove it, take it out. All right. So I start to take this person off or take this relationship out. You are likely to be thinking, how will I survive? Because in the interim, you are going to feel very lonely. All right. You may miss that relationship. All right. Yeah. You may miss that attention you are getting right there. But this will save you. All right. And if you are yet to get into anything like that, don't encourage any unholy privacy. All right. Any secrecy. You should not have too many secrets. Secret with this person, secret with that person, secret. You know, some people have desires for, they just love having secrets. No. Sin thrives in secrets. All right. Number 2, flee. Now, let me say to you, though in the presence of time, I'm going to tell you in the next video, I'm going to tell you the role prayer plays. Because people oftentimes don't understand these things. They think if you could pray about it, you pray about it. Yeah, there's a place, there's a role for prayer. All right, but I'm not going to go into it until in the next video. The number 1 most effective recommendation of the Bible to us that God recommended for us is to flee. That's what Joseph did. Joseph flee. All right, he ran away. All right, he ran away. Imagine a Joseph staying with Potiphar's wife and speaking in tongues. It cannot work. I'm also going to get there. I'm going to give you scripturally why prayers in the midst of temptation doesn't work. All this, I'm fasting and praying. I will tell you the role that plays. But right now, number 1, avoid unholy secrecy. Number 2, flee. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 22 says this. Flee also youthful lust. All right. Flee youthful lust. Run away. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse number 18. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse number 18 also say, flee sexual immorality. Flee sexual immorality. Every other sin that a person commits is outside the body, but the sexually immoral person sins against his own body. One reason why sexual immorality is even more powerful, why lust is powerful, why people find it difficult to break from it, is because it connects with something inside of you. All right? Bible will say you will defeat Satan, you will face Satan, you will talk about, and pray against Satan and fight spiritual warfare. But when it comes to sexual immorality, when it comes to lust, generally, let's use the word lust. When it comes to lust, the Bible says you should flee, because we can't be wiser than God. And God says the solution is to flee. All right? If your hand causes you to sin, get rid of the hand. If your eye causes you to sin, get rid of it. What is he saying? Is it really saying we should remove our hand or remove our eyes? Not exactly. All right. It uses that illustration is because you are going to have to cut off something that is as valuable or as important as your hand. You may have to cut off something that is as valuable, as important as your eye. All right. That thing may mean a relationship, your account. Somebody say, but I'm making money on Instagram. I'm making money on my social media handle. It's a business platform. But though it's delivering some good to you, it's also the avenue by which sin is getting into you. All right? Your trigger basically is through that same platform. You see, that is something that will cost you. That is something that is a big deal for you. So that's what the Bible says, cut off your hand. If your hand causes to sin, take out your eyes. If your eyes causes to sin, all right? Literally, that's not what it meant. But what he's saying, all right, is that something that might be as useful, as valuable to you as your eye, as valuable to you as your hand, if it's causing you to sin, or is leading you on, as it were, then cut it off. Cut it off. You are going to lose something. See, I think I'm going to get there maybe somewhere along the line. You may have to lose something at the end of the day. All right. Yes. At the end, you may have to lose something. So that's number 2. Flee. Flee, run away. Run away. Samson did not run away. He eventually fell. Joseph ran away. He won. All right, and succeeded. Run away. Number 3, set boundaries. We've spoken about boundaries before. We may get into it next week also, to set a few more things. All right, set boundaries. You don't do certain business at certain time. There are some people that cannot call you. Some time is off time for you. All right, you can't visit the opposite sex alone. Those are boundaries. All right, you can't visit the opposite sex alone. You don't discuss intimate emotional things. All right, with opposite sex. All right, those are boundaries. Sometimes same sex can even be a trigger, in the sense that there are friends, there are some friends you may have that the way they speak, the way they talk, the things that they say, all right, can evoke certain contrary negative passion inside of you. This friend of yours is not every time you speak to this friend, you start feeling somehow, So that also you got to set boundaries. All right. This way, this far, and not further. All right. We don't discuss beyond business. We don't discuss beyond this. I can't spend more than 10 minutes at you at any point in time. I can't spend this particular person. You can't spend more than this amount of time with this person at any point in time. Set boundaries. All right. And be committed to the boundaries. Number 4, beware of pride. We've discussed about pride before. All right. In Proverbs chapter 16, verse number 18. Proverbs 16, verse number 18. What is pride? Overestimation of your strength. When you overestimate yourself. The Bible says pride goes before destruction. Pride goes before destruction. Don't overestimate your strength. Don't overestimate yourself. Don't think you are more powerful than you really are. Do you understand that? Some people feel or say things like, I'm beyond that, I'm more than that. No. My friend, the solution is flee. The solution is flee. Bible did not say stay and fight it. It says stay and pray in tongues. It is a stay and do the flee. All right. Yeah, flee. If you have to be turning off your data, all right, at a particular time of the day, all right, do that. Or you have to shut down your phone. You have to shut down your phone. If you turn off your data, it will help you not to. I said, by this time, I'm no longer browsing. All right, I'm not longer on the internet, so my data must be off. Or by this time, my phone must be off. All right, and stick to it. So beware of pride. And if you see that the way things are going is looking somehow, call yourself to order. All right, be accountable. Be accountable to people. Find someone saved you can be accountable to. All right, somebody saved. Emphasize the word save, that you can be accountable to also. That matters. Beware of pride. Don't say you are more than this. Number 5, learn from other people's experiences. All right, learn from other people's experience. Look at what has happened to people. Read up on people, folks that you know. All right, learn from other people's experience. You see, the reason it's an experience in someone's life is so that it will not repeat itself in your life. That's why you're supposed to learn. All right, yeah, you learn. You look at them. You see, they're everywhere. You Google, you see them. People from all walks of life, from different levels of life. All right, have fallen victim to these things. Some good people are falling victim, to these things. So what do? You learn. Don't wait until it happens to you. All right, don't wait until it happens to you. Number 6, starve your appetite. Starve it. How do you do that? Starve your appetite for pleasure. Your appetite for pleasure. I believe one of the reasons sexual immorality is difficult is because of the bait of pleasure. The bait of pleasure. People get accustomed. They get used to this pleasure, and they can't just to let it go is a problem. Yeah, he doesn't like the entire thing, but there's something he loves in the whole thing. You see, starve your appetite, deny yourself, tell your body this thing, you won't have to watch it. By this time, the phone is off. You'll be tempted to want to pick your phone and begin to browse again and go on all your social media and do all of that. No, say no. It cannot happen. No, that one is gone. I'm not doing that today. All right. So then number 7, I'm going to stop here. That scripture in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 22. Let me read it to us again. It says, flee also youthful lust. Lust there is plural. There are many areas. You understand that? Flee also youthful lust, but follow righteousness. But follow righteousness. Some of that translation use the word pursue righteousness. We're going to get more into that. All right. Yeah. You see. So these are some of the principles that we can practice, which you pay attention to. Avoid unholy privacy. This is very, very powerful. Avoid unholy privacy. Number 2, flee. There's nothing I can do against this. If you are not fleeing, you will eventually yield. All right. Flee. Number 3, set boundaries. Number 4, beware of pride. Number 5, learn from other people's experience. All right. Number 7, starve your appetite, for pleasure. Starve your appetite for pleasure. Pleasure is a bait. Avoid it. God bless you. I will see you in the next video. All right. So what is the assignment? I want you to do an assignment. And this is resolutions. This is the 7th video you have watched. All right. This is the 7th video. You have started with us from beginning. All right. I want to write resolutions. From all that you have learned, take your pen on paper, write it down. Or I would prefer you write it first of all before you type it. All right, yeah. I would prefer you get your pen and paper and write on hard copy. Make an hard copy of it. All right, write it out first of all. Even if you're going to type it to store it, you can do that. All right. Now we can also provide some sort of assistance. All right. We may, that is not certain, we may put up a Google form, all right, where you send it in without, you're going to send it in anonymously. All right. This is just to ensure that you're able to do this. Do you understand that? You get the details if this is added to the assignment, but get ready for it. Write it out. Then you have to type it and find a place to store it. If you're looking for a place to store it, then we'll set up this Google form for you. You may not need to put your name, just put the dates. All right, put the date. If you want to put any other thing to make you whatever it is, does not matter. But we don't want to know. I don't want to know who you are. We don't want to know who you are. All right, but I just want you to take the action. I want to ensure that you take that step to do that. All right, so you are going to type it, then you're going to write it and send it in, in form of a question. You're going to send it in form of a question that will help you save it somewhere. All right, so that you just know that you're able to do these things at the end of the day. You make those resolutions and it will help you. God bless you. See you in the next video.